你好，欢迎学习 Rocket Chinese.
Welcome to the introduction of the Rocket Chinese interactive audio course. In this course, you will not only learn to understand spoken Chinese conversations, but you'll be taking part in them yourself. Hi, my name is Dave Lewis and I'm from the UK. Although English is my first language, I have acquired substantial ability in Chinese over the years of travelling to China and self-learning Chinese, just like you are right now. I'm here with our lovely co-presenter, Lin Ping, who is a native speaker from China. Hello, Lin.
你好
Together, we will teach you all the ins and outs of conversational Chinese. Make sure you listen to this course in a place where you can feel free to read and speak aloud. Always repeat the words you are learning aloud. It's an essential part of learning a new language. You may think that repeating words in your head is good enough, but trust me, thinking of the right words does not always help you say them on cue. Every lesson is based around an everyday conversation. Each time a new word or phrase is taught, Lin will say the word first and leave you time to repeat the word after her. We will slow down so that you can imitate and try to match the pronunciation. Then Lin will repeat the word again for you to check and compare your pronunciation. That is actually why this course is called an interactive audio course. So basically, the study process involves the following steps: listening, repeating, comparing, learning, and having fun. Now, before we start the very first lesson of our Rocket Chinese course, do you still remember the first words Lin said in Chinese at the beginning of the introduction? Okay, let's hear them again.
你好
One more time.
你好
That is the most common greeting in Chinese, which means hello. Now repeat after Lin.
你好 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 你好
Ah, that feels better. We've broken the ice. Have you noticed that Chinese has one particular feature that makes it sound quite different to Western languages? Yeah, right. Tones. Chinese has got 4 different tones. Take the sound
好
as an example. The 4 tones go like
好好好好
So when you imitate the sound, you need to remember and follow the tones accurately, because the same sound with different tones can mean very different things. Don't worry if this sounds confusing. By the end of the Rocket Chinese course, you'll be an expert when it comes to different Chinese tones. Now, let's have a look at the new words one by one.
你
Means you,
好
means good, and put together
你好
means hello. Listen and repeat again.
你你好好你好你好
We can use
你好
to greet people at any time of the day, in the morning, afternoon, evening, or at night. But alternatively, if you meet someone early in the morning, you can also say
你早早
is the Chinese word for early, so
你早
means good morning. Here we go.
早早你早 你早。
Good job! You're doing great! Now, here is our very first Rocket Chinese conversation. Are you ready? Here we go. 你好吗？
我很好，谢谢。你呢？
我也很好，谢谢。
再见。
再见. Don't panic when you suddenly get exposed to so many unfamiliar sounds. We'll go through the conversation and details in a minute. But it would be great if you can pick up what you have learned and learn what you have heard. Now, in the conversation, have you picked up sounds like
你好，
or
你好。
if your answer is yes, then you must have realized that that is a conversation of greeting. You see, it doesn't require a lot of brain power to gain the sense of language and understand the situation. It's all about throwing yourself into the language, getting used to the sounds, repeating the words again and again, feeling how the language flows, recognizing words as you hear them, and then saying the words yourself when you want to. Okay, so what happened in our first conversation? Lin Ping and I exchanged our greetings. You might have noticed instead of
你好，
I used
你好吗？妈，
is often used at the end of a sentence and changes a statement into a question. And because of its special function, the word has no tones, so we only need to pronounce it very lightly. In questions introduced with
妈，
we are expecting either yes or no as an answer. So
你好吗？
means how are you? In which case the answer should be either
好，
good or
不好。
not good. Now listen carefully to the sound and tones of the words.
你好吗？你好吗？
Good. Now it's your turn.
你好吗？你好吗？
Good job! When it comes to answering that question, Lynn said
我很好，
to start with
我
means I and
很
means very. So Lynn says that she is feeling very good. Well, I'm pleased to hear that. Listen to Lynn now.
我很好，我很好，
Now it's your turn.
我很好，我很好，我很好，我很好。
Right. After Lynn told me that she is very well, she said,
谢谢，
which means thanks. You should definitely store
谢谢，
in your memory bank. It's always good to be polite. Say it with Lynn.
谢谢，谢谢。
Now, can you guess what it means when Lynn says,
谢谢你，
You're right. It means thank you. You see, we break long sentences down, get to know the meaning of each word, and then you can rearrange them and put them all back together again and create your own sentences. That's how easy it is to learn a language. Now, let's practice how to say thank you.
谢谢你，谢谢你，
Just before, we mentioned one of the question words in Chinese.
吗
Then, in the next sentence of the conversation, comes another one.
呢
It means, what about? For example,
你呢
means, what about you? Practice how to say, what about you, in Chinese now.
你呢你呢
Very good. Now, can you guess how we say, what about me? Right, it should be,
我呢
great. It's time for some more practice.
呢呢我呢 我呢
Okay, let's recap. What about you is,
你呢
and what about me is,
我呢
excellent. We are already halfway through today's conversation, so let's listen to the whole dialogue once more. 你好吗?
我很好谢谢你呢
我也很好。
再见
再见。Let's work through the next sentence of our conversation.
我也很好
It shouldn't be too hard, as there are 3 words that you already know.
我很好
I am good. Now,
也
means also, and is always used in front of the main action word in the sentence. So in our conversation, I simply say to Lynn that I'm also very good. Seems like we're a very happy bunch today. Listen to Lynn again.
我也很好
Meaning, I am also very good. Now you try it.
我也很好我也很好我也很好 我也很好
We are already on the home stretch. Only one more expression to learn. Can you guess the meaning of
再见
yes?
再见
Means see you or goodbye. Repeat after Lynn.
再见再见
Great! Well done. Now Lynn and I will put the phrases back together again and you can listen to the whole conversation once more. Just close your eyes, listen carefully and follow along. It will seem like a piece of cake now. 你好吗?
我很好谢谢你呢
我也很好。
再见
再见。What you have learned today are basic daily greetings that can be used at any time of the day. If the conversation happens between people of different age or position, the younger person or the person of a lower position can also choose to use
您
rather than,
你
which is a politer way to call you. Then the other party still responds with
你
Repeat after Lynn.
您、您、您好、您好、您好。您好吗？您好吗？
It's the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time for your rocket review. What's the rocket review, you say? Well, here's how it works. I'll say a sentence, word or phrase in English, and you have to tell me how you'd say it in Chinese. Lynn will give you the answer, and you can check whether you've got it right. So, are you ready for your first rocket review then? Here we are. You.
你、
I am very good.
我很好。
I.
我、
Good.
好。
Hello.
你好。
Very.
很。
How are you?
你好吗？
Thanks.
谢谢。
Thank you.
谢谢你。
What about you?
你呢？
I am also very good.
我也很好。
Bye.
再见。
How did you go? Did you get some of them right? Or did you get most of the words right? Well done! Remember, you can always go back and have another listen. Practice makes perfect, they say. You have successfully made it to the end of the introduction of the Rocket Chinese interactive audio course. Congratulations! Try to practice as much as you can in your spare time and tune in next time for your Rocket Chinese lesson 1.1, where you will learn how to introduce yourself. Until then, from Lynn and myself,
再见。